monthly, and it will be hosted by the various hubs. So today we're going to hear what Ghana has to offer for us. Ifya is hosting, and she said that I should put in a few introductory words. So that's what I'm going to do very quickly. So let me share. My slide doesn't look very pretty, but I think it will do. Can we all see the slide?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
So every day we have new people joining Wada. And over the past week, we sort of sat down and we tried to talk about, like what are some of our values, our principles, our mission. And we came up with a whole lot of, with a long list. And these are lists that we'll be working through. But today we just, as a reminder and the things that sort of pull us together, it would be good for us to remind ourselves who we are, do a little bit of a deep dive in terms of the pillars of WADA and some of the values and principles that push the work that we do. So just off the bat, thanks to the C4C team and Melanie, over the past week, we heard a lot about what an impact organization or, just the value of impact organizations. And this has been something that we have been thinking about and talking about. And we, from WADA, in terms of how our network has been working, we call ourselves a community. We are an impact organization. And the main focus of what we are doing is to build inclusive systems. We put adaptive there because we try to adapt, or we try to pivot as necessary. Our three pillars: infrastructure, education, and DAP creation. The reason that we focus so hardly on infrastructure is for those of us that know the part of the world that we focus on, or who actually live in the part of the world that we focus on, we know that internet and electricity penetration is very low. So we try to create these oases, call them hubs. Basically people can go there, young people can go there, sort of get together, get to know each other, teamwork, and then that's what makes dream work. Education is another key pillar of what we do. In fact, it's the main pillar of what we do. And we are going forward. That's something that we're going to highly focus on. And then the DAP creation, it just comes out as a matter of course. Throughout WADA country, we have quite a few DAPs that is still being built, early stages. But as time goes on, it will come to full fruition and benefit a whole lot of other people in terms of what we do in creating adaptive systems. These are three key values and principles. These are things that we're going to continue to work on: collaboration, innovation, leadership. Connection is one thing that is very important to us, so collaboration and connection. So this is WADA. Most of the work that we do, we don't pretend like we are, one person does it all. It's decentralized. It's a team. And I want to see if I can share this video with all of us, just as a reminder of who we are in WADA and what is important to us. I hope that it plays the way that the music didn't play. I'll just give it a shot. If it doesn't play, I will maybe give a shot. But let's think about teamwork when we look at this. Okay, here we go.
The Navy SEALs are one of the highest performing organizations on the planet. And a former Navy SEAL was asked, who makes it through BUDS? Who makes it through the selection process to become a SEAL? And he said, I can't tell you who gets through, who makes it, but I can tell you the kind of people who don't make it. He said the star college athletes that never have been really tested to the core of their being, none of them make it through. He said the preening leaders who like to delegate everything, none of them make it through. He said the big tough guys that come in with huge muscles, covered in tattoos, and want to prove to everyone how tough they are, none of them make it through. He said some of the guys that make it through are skinny and scrawny, He said some of the guys who make it through, you will see them shivering out of fear. He said, but every single one of them who makes it through, when they're emotionally exhausted, when they're physically exhausted, some way, somehow, they're able to dig down deep inside themselves to find the energy to help the person next to them. Service. Service. Giving to another, having their back, is what makes the highest performing teams in the world. Not their strength and not their intelligence. It's their willingness to be there for each other.
So it looks like Mercy just dropped out. So I'll take the reins for a second while she adjusts her connection. But that was a good introduction to where we're at Wada at the moment. We're continuing to refine the mission statement and core values. And in our quarterly next month, we'd love to invite you all to an after session where we'll be going over the mission statement and core values and getting your input. But for now, I'll hand it over to Afia and we'll get started for the Ghana Monthly. Over to you, Afia.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I'm so excited to have you all here. Mercy has said it all. Wada, we deal in collaboration, networking, and all. It's not one person who is making everything. We all come together to make it work. And today, though Ghana is hosting the whole program, it's we all, it's all of us. As Melen said in the beginning, you don't know the people behind me. I can't do anything. I have all these guys, young, exuberant guys with me, working with me and pushing things. And because of them, we've been able to bring Catalyst African Hall together. I have a team and we've been hosting Africa Catalyst Hall every 2 weeks, bringing Africans on the Cardano platform together to have a platform where they can speak, where they feel free, where they are not intimidated on the main town hall, the Wednesday town hall, but then they feel free, they feel that they are African and they can interact with people, they ask questions so that they can move on. It's a platform where we are bringing Africans together, or anybody, not just Africans, anybody anywhere who wants the improvement of Africa. You want to see the development of Africa, you are invited to Africa Town Hall. And this, we've been doing it for since March, every 2 weeks. We've been in since March, every 2 weeks. We are still on it. Our next one is on the 19th of August, and I'm inviting all. For the past 3 months, we've also introduced the Africa Catalyst School, where we are opening, educating people to understand the Cardano platform, the project Catalyst, what benefits there are, or blockchain on the whole, what benefits there are on the blockchain. It's a new tech. Africa doesn't want to adapt. They should not be left behind. Web3 is coming. I don't know how far we've been able to even manage with Web2. But then if we don't teach people to also get on this, they will run away and leave us. So it's something we are trying to do as Wada, on the whole, Wada Ghana, trying to educate the youth for them to catch up on this thing. We just completed a youth onboarding program, which Emilia would give us details of how that onboarding program goes on, because she's the champion of the youth onboarding program. We just completed one and we are in this. So these are all the things that we are doing as Ghana, Wada, and Wada Global to get everybody on board this new technology so that people don't run and leave us Africans behind. We have a lot of projects that we are doing. When you say blockchain, especially in Africa, people think it's a scam. But we have a whole lot of things that we are doing on blockchain which we want to enlighten people about. You can do fashion on the blockchain, you can do agri on the blockchain, you can do land title registration, your certificates, your what, everything on the blockchain. And currently we are doing this regenerative agri with people in the north, farmers who are into bambara beans. We are trying to get them to understand how to recoup all the waste which they think is waste, but get it back into the soil to fertilize the soil, which is a whole new thing. And with time, we'll educate people on that. Regenerative agric. We are trying to do that as a pilot basis in the north. So as blockchain or as a new technology, there are so many new things that we can capture. Wada is trying to educate a whole lot of people. At this time, I won't waste much more time, but I'll let our presenters go through their presentation, and I'll call upon my team to do the presentation this month. As Mercy said, we are highlighting on Ghana, so it will be more on Ghana projects. Excuse us. It will be more on the Ghana hub, because there are projects, there are people who are doing also projects in Burkina and those things, but it will be more on the Ghana hub projects. So if not much ado, David will go take us through a project he won on Fund 8, and which is being actively involved. So David will take us through that project. Thank you very much. And I thank you all for coming along. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Ifya, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my project with you. And good afternoon to everyone here. Let me share my screen. Okay. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm presenting on a project that I got funded on. The title of the project is Theatre for a Change, and it got funded under the Film Plus Media Creative Unite Challenge setting. So what the project is all about is we are using interactive theater to educate and inspire the youth in Ghana about blockchain technology. So this is also an alternative method of learning that we use sound, motions, and gestures to communicate a message to a target audience through theater. And then the aim of this project is to inspire and engage the young generation, since most of the presentations that goes around in Africa or in Ghana is through PowerPoint and classroom learning. But this time we are taking another method to educate the students. So we are using the theater. We normally take the pillars of Wada, that's the education, the operation, and then we take our stories from it. Then we go to the schools and then we educate them on it. So our target audience are students and teachers. We are looking at the students in the secondary cycle schools, and then we are looking at the students also in the technical field, as well as the teachers. We want the teachers to also adopt blockchain technology and include it in their extracurricular activities. So these are some of the charters that we have done so far. We go to the schools, we take issues that are affecting the student or the community, the society. Some of the issues, we put it in the drama, and then we go to the schools and then we act it for them. Then we give them solution, how we can use blockchain to solve such issues. So these projects have had a great impact on students in terms of disseminating of information about the Cardano blockchain technology. And then the Theatre for Change project too have made it easier for students to understand, process, retain, and especially to understand complex issues like decentralized identity issues, like blockchain topics that involves human emotions and interpersonal relationship. So these some of the aspects that we were looking at. Then let me talk about the content that we have created so far. So we have a video on theater on student database on Cardano blockchain technology. So this theater normally spoke about the digital certificate for students, how schools can build their database on the Cardano blockchain technology, how schools can actually have a digital certificate in the sense that when students complete their school, their certificate will be issued on the blockchain technology and not through paper. So we pick a typical issue like a student in Ghana who have lost his certificate, went back to the school to get a certificate back, and then the school told the student that we had a flood, and most of our documents, our certificates have been carried away by the flood. This is a real life scenario issue that we put into the theater. So now the headmaster and the school became confused. So someone came into the drama, into the theater, to educate both the students, the teacher, and the school about how they can create digital certificates for their students. We also did another theater on impacting local communities. So this theater is about a local village in Ghana that don't have electricity, that don't have internet, and students find it very difficult to learn in the evening. So this drama also look at how the students in that community can think of innovative idea to solve this kind of issue. And we brought a young lady in who's actually want to create a solar panel so that in the daytime they can use the sun to charge it, and then in the evening they can also use it to learn. So this project have had a lot of impact on the community as well. And then we had another theater too on how we can reduce paper documentation in hospitals. We also brought in a real life scenario whereby a man was on a blackout. They rushed him to the hospital, and typical in Ghana or Africa, you have to do paper documentation before a doctor will take care of you. But we also believe that if hospitals have their patient records on the blockchain, with just their decentralized identity, we can get to know their medical history, and a doctor can fast track check what is wrong with the patient or the kind of medical that the patients have been taking before we wait for the patients to come to conscience. And then we have reached about 1,200 students on these projects. They have gotten knowledge on blockchain technology, and then Wada as a whole. And then some students also were introduced to Catalyst African School. So when we go to the school to perform for them, we don't just leave them, but we onboard them, and then we bring them to the Catalyst African School where they can learn more about Project Catalyst. And then teachers from the various schools too have got interest in blockchain courses. So they will be enrolling in Atala Prism and Haskell projects so that they can learn more and take it to their classroom so that they can teach the students Haskell and blockchain development. And then another impact of this project is that new wallets were created via this project. When we go to the school, we do our theater, we interact with them, we teach them how they can create a wallet, how they can fund their wallets as well. And then some of the students who have got interest to become blockchain developers. And this moment, we normally tell them about Wada Academy that we are about to launch. So when this initiative get launched, they'll get a chance to learn about this blockchain for them to learn the blockchain development as well. But before that, we have also introduced them to the various platforms where they can learn more about blockchain and its applications. And then our social media platform also got new followers and subscribers because these videos that we are doing are something that is very unique in the Cardano or the blockchain community. So when we share it, it gets a lot of people watching it and liking it as well. And then Wada aims and visions were also advocated to the students and the teachers. For that reason, most of these students also attended the Ghana Youth Onboarding program that we are doing. So it's a project within a project that we are doing. And then this project was supposed to last for 3 months. So the first week, we identified the institutions that we want to have these theater dramas for. The second month, we were able to perform 4 theater. And then the third month, we are in the third month now. We are compiling all the videos to do our close-up reports. What we did is that we noticed that the first 3 topics that we took are very topical issues that most schools have to get to know about it. So we didn't change the topic again. We focused on the 3 topics, and then we use these 3 topics. We display these 3 topics in all the 6 schools. So the end of the project, 1,200 students have been introduced so far, and we have onboarded them in the Cardano blockchain technology. The teachers and professors who have been enrolled on Catalyst and getting familiar with Cardano applications and case studies, and they are also willing to write proposals on in front end. And so we're also looking at both students and teachers holding header and delegating and getting involved in NFTs, especially the visual art students also gain a lot of interest in NFTs. So all these students, we brought them to the African Catalyst School. We are teaching them how they can hold and delegate, how they can also get involved in NFTs. We share a valuable document to them where they can also learn more. So what's the success? Seeing students using Cardano as their final year project works. At the end of every 4 years in Ghana, the final year student, the senior students always have to present something that they have learned, something new. And most of the students also gain interest. They want to do something, do a research or go deep into the Cardano blockchain this thing, and technology, and they want to use that as their final project work. And schools adopting Cardano into their extracurricular, whereby teachers are interested to learn more about Cardano blockchain technology, so they can take it back to the classroom and teach their students. And then Theater for Change videos to being used as educational materials in Cardano conferences and events. This is one of the heads of the project. And then we're also looking at hospitals having their patient records on Cardano blockchain technology and as well. So thank you very much. And the link to the videos is over here. We'll be sharing it with you very soon in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel, for this excellent presentation. And as Daniel said, we are onboarding people onto Cardano, Ada, and we are asking them to delegate to Wada. I'm sure you can see improvement in Wada delegation. Yes, we are asking them to delegate to Wada. With not wasting my time, we'll let Emilia also present her youth boarding that she's been doing. Thank you, Daniel.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. I will be talking about Ghana Youth Onboarding, which was put in Fund 8 in new member onboarding. And the main focus was to get more youth in Ghana who were not aware of Cardano blockchain. Some of them know about Bitcoin, but do not know about Cardano. So this proposal is aiming at getting students to know more about Cardano blockchain and get the opportunities attached. So the program was organized in June. We were supposed to do two, one in June, one in July. So the first one was done in June, and more than 200 students were in the program. And we got more of them onboarded. And they joined the Catalyst School, the Africa Catalyst School, which they have been coming. Not all of them do, but most of them are still on the Catalyst School. And some also attend the Africa Town Hall. The impact was great. They were so excited to be part of it. It was a new thing all together to them. They had not heard about Cardano, but with this project, they have gotten to know about it. So we did the program and it was successful. Most of them also registered on Idea Scale, and some of them are now understanding how to write proposals and how to do proposal assessment. And most of them are now also thinking about how to come up with some ideas that they can also bring to impact on their various communities. The second one, which is the closeout, was done this morning from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., which we just finished and came here to do the meeting. So we also had most of them not knowing about Cardano, and they asked a lot of questions, which the videos will be posted later. They all got excited about knowing this unique platform. And we are hoping that these people that have been onboarded will come up with more ideas and projects that will impact the Ghanaian communities and help the students to even come up and start their own business. That is the main idea, that they will not depend on the government for jobs after school, which the jobs are not even existent. So when they get to know about it, they are able to come up with some small things that they can do on their own and help the community. So this is all about Ghana Youth Onboarding, and it's exciting to be involved with the youth who are asking a lot of questions about how they can also be fully part of the platform and contribute to the Cardano ecosystem. So now they are also going to be integrated into the Africa Hall platform and the Africa Catalyst School, and thereby get involved in the main town halls and other cohorts in the Cardano projects and Catalyst platforms. So this is all about it. And I believe that the impact that we are having will continue, and we will also be able to continue the work that we are doing in Wada and Ghana and in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Emilia. You are doing a great job. And when Emilia said that we are bringing all these guys on board, some are doing assessments, some are doing proposal writing and all those things. Please, it's come to my notice. A lot of people are complaining. Their proposals are being flagged out without no reason. So I don't know who has the voice. I know there's a set of rules. Some said they did follow the rules. And it's so disheartening, because if we educate people and tell them that this is what they can do, they are so excited, they waste so much time to assess proposals. And then at the end of the day, it's flagged out. You don't get anything as for it. It's so painful. I have two major complaints. I'm going to ask Daniel about it. And I don't know what can be done, Josh, what can be done, but it looks that they are targeting a certain group of people and getting their proposals flashed out. That is my thinking. This has gone on for Fund 7, Fund 8, and it's Fund 7 and Fund 8, and it's happening in Fund 9 too. I'm going to take it up with Daniel and see how it will go. Okay, so much of education. Now we are going to the, what should I say? We are going to talk about the Nat. Can you give me a word here? So we'll hand over to Natalia Jamna, the advocacy aspect, the legal, how we can get the so-called big people on board, how to adapt to this. We can do education, but if the government says we wouldn't accept it, we wouldn't go anywhere. So aside doing education, advocacy is also part of our job. So we have Natalian here, and he's also going to tell us what he is trying to do to bring the governing people on board. Natalia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Efia. Our project is also on the Center for Coin Liberty. That's the title of the project. And the aim of the project is to do blockchain advocacy in Ghana and maybe like in Africa too at large. But for now, the focus is on Ghana. The project is being run as a think tank, because we realize that most of the blockchain projects, when it comes to legality, there's nobody providing constant engagement in terms of policy research and also public advocacy for the blockchain community. So we decided to take that up, and the Catalyst community funded us with the support of Wada as well. And so for the first 3 months, we are supposed to, after getting funding, we are supposed to establish the center, provide policy discussion, and then have a marketing and communicating strategy. So we are in the 3rd month of the proposal. For the first 2 activities has been done. We are finalizing our marketing and communication strategy so that we know how to approach media houses, various policy issues. But so far, the impact has been great. I'll discuss few that we have achieved so far. The first has to do with media reach. After establishing the center, we had a lot of media, both written media and then online, and then TV interviewing us and giving us the media presence. And so now I can say that I think for when it comes to public discussion of blockchain in Ghana, every individual will point hands to us in Ghana at the moment, because I got to notice this even when there was a studio discussion on a TV3 channel, and then when I got to social media, everybody was buzzing our handle, and they were writing to the institute Facebook page, trying to find out what we have to say on the discussion that has gone on TV3 network, and it's purporting to relate to blockchain projects, and so they wanted to have our view on it, which we felt was a plus. Then, prior to writing one of the impact that we have achieved is that prior to writing the proposal, we take on a certain policy in Ghana that has to do with testing of electronic transactions. So they introduced the e-levy as a tax to tax electronic transaction activities in Ghana. And so we took that issue on to the government in different OPEs and also papers and in various interviews, telling the government that the tax is going to cripple the economy and the businesses, because it's kind of, we educate the public to understand that it's not necessarily a tax that is used to build a nation, but rather it's kind of a thievery that the government is trying to steal from them through that law. And so through our education, we wrote article on that. I'll share those article links on the channel, because if I do that, I'll share the article link. Let me see if I can share it right now. Let me do that. And that article has had almost about 4,000 people reading it as of today. And what is interesting about it is that with the education that we gave the public, today the government has reported that they are not able to achieve their target for the tax, because earlier on they said they wanted to get about 6 billion Ghana cedis annually, and they have revised that figure to 4.5 billion, and now it's almost around a million. So it's basically the government is trying to say that they have not been able to achieve the target that they said, because the public has been educated enough to avoid such payment of tax. It's one of the great things that we've been able to do. The next policy that we decided to pick on was the National Cathedral, that they were proposing to construct a National Cathedral in a form that is not open, a very opaque process, not so transparent, but yes, they are calling on public donation. And so we try to advocate and provide the blockchain as an alternative that could help construction of the the National Cathedral, because the project is being faced with a scandal. So almost like every week, like we in the political space of Ghana, we do not go more than 3 weeks without hearing a scandal relating to the construction of that cathedral. And so we decided to say that, hey, come on, if this project was blockchain inclined, those scandals would have been prevented. And we adduce reasons and how such an innovation can be done on the blockchain using DAO, and it will prevent the many scandals that we are hearing relating to the blockchain. Then we also had the opportunity to get invited to the Ghanaian Students in South Korea conference. That's the innovative conference in South Korea, where we spoke about liquid democracy over there. So I would say that basically in terms of the first 3 months, we were supposed to build a media presence and put ourselves out there, build credibility and whatnot. And I believe that so far, it has been so far so good. We have the public engaging us as a trusted voice for blockchain related issues. And then moving on to the next 3 months ahead of us, we are going to write more of policy papers or policy briefs on areas. I can say that just last week we saw the United Nations Conference for Trade and Development they released 3 policy briefs on blockchain, and as we speak, we have a true response to two of the policy briefs. And so we are on it. I think latest by Monday, those papers should get published to engage the justification on the policy of UN policy brief on cryptocurrencies directly, because I think we should have more of that to taking on some of people in academia head on, because sometimes when you read their policy, you realize that it's all about downgrading cryptocurrency and then projecting the central bank digital currencies. And so when we read, I think for the policy brief released by the UN Conference on Trade and Development, it was purporting to say that cryptocurrencies are it's sort of doing a disservice to people in the developing countries. And I was like, hey, where did you get like this data from? Because people in the developing country really use cryptocurrency, not because they are even investors in it, but rather they find it very useful to their activities in their country. And even as better than even their currency. If you look at the situation in Venezuela and whatnot, even inflation in Ghana is even on the rise. So people are using cryptocurrencies to sort of give themselves a better alternative. So we are still on it. We'll be providing, we'll be publishing the responses that way. It's like some is a rejoinder, some is also going to be debunking their policy assertions, and so that's the angle we are taking from next week. And so I'll conclude by discussing our model of operation. Though we are a research entity, we use the popularizer model that's also to educate the public so that they will be able to better make an informed decision. And so we are engaging the public policy, but using the masses, because sometimes the elites or the politicians within the society tend to safeguard they portray as safeguarding the people, but in actual sense, sometimes some of this, they do not really safeguard them. So we try to put the information out there, let the people understand it really from the blockchain perspective, not necessarily taking everything from their leaders, who may sometimes have all the reasons to not even tell the information as it is. So we are sort of creating this to help shape the blockchain space, give a different alternative to blockchain policies in Africa as well, and also right now in Ghana. So thank you very much. I'll share the article on the National Cathedral that we sought to advocate for DAO organizing the National Cathedral to reduce the scandals as well. So I'll share the article in the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. As you said, behind every successful project, there are a whole lot of bunch of people. And as you all can see, the people that are behind me and making this work. Policy is really, really important. We can do a lot of education. If we are not able to get the policy makers on board, we won't get anything done. And I pray that we can do more of this for them to really understand what we are about and then get the country moving. Ghana and the whole of Africa, as we are saying. Next on our bill is Laurentine. We are not leaving our French-speaking people out. As the English people are going on, so is the French community too. We have Laurentine leading the French aspect. So she's come to give us an overview of what she's doing with our French community within the hub. Laurentine, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, my name is Laurentine Jata, and I am leading the hub, the Wada hub in Burkina Faso. I got funded just recently. Our hub is a very young one. I got funded recently under Fund 9, but before then, I was already very much involved in the activities with Wada, and I was able to organize a meetup in Senegal in collaboration with Catalyst School and Wada, and another one that was before that of Senegal in Burkina Faso. So later I submitted 2 proposals that were all funded, and now we started working in Burkina Faso. So I decided to create a company or an NGO to run the hub, because I realized that Wada is mainly English, and I did that to break the language barrier. So the hub is called Incuba. When I got funded, I went to Burkina Faso and I trained a team. Yes, the name of the title of the proposal was French West Africa Outreach, and it's still French West Africa Outreach. So we were able to train a team in Burkina Faso to help us run the hub. And by the grace of God, we have a very dynamic team, especially in Burkina Faso where the hub is located. We also have another hub in Ouagadougou, that is the capital city of Burkina Faso. And we've run a lot of activities, a lot of many events so far. Please, the next slide. So our vision, the overall vision of Incuba is just to produce and deploy generations of game changers for Africa. And I'm talking mainly about the French Africa, because personally I got involved into this because I realized that most of the times opportunities come in terms of technology or any other opportunity. When it comes, it is in English. All the information are in English, and the French people are always left behind. And by the time they catch up, the other ones are already very far. So I decided to also get involved and help break the language barrier. Even though I'm not an expert in blockchain, I'm trying my best to get more people on board who are more qualified to teach some aspects. But as for me, I'm mainly concentrated on the outreach presentation of the opportunity with the catalyst, the project catalyst, and also a little bit about the Cardano blockchain. Please, you can go to the next slide and the next one. Please, next one. Okay, so this is the team, the main characters of the Burkina Faso hub. There are three. We have one is called Nico, the other one Lamine, and the other one is called Nango. They are very, very dynamic, and with them we have been able to mobilize and organize so many events, and people have gained. I mean, the interest is very great, and people are much interested to know more about it. And I think in Fund 10 we are going to have many proposals from Burkina Faso, and I'm just saying that we need to support them. But we had some proposals from those in Senegal recently. I don't know what happened. I asked them to, I wanted to follow up with them, but I don't know what just happened. And some of them even retrieved their proposals. I don't know why. But I think it was because of the language barrier, and most of the time also because when we organize meetings, because of the distance, we have it online. But mostly our meetings are face-to-face, but sometimes we have to do it online. But when it is online, we have find it difficult mobilizing a lot of people for many reasons. So yeah, so this is apart from our main event, or apart from special events that like that one that we organized recently, we have meetups every 2 weeks, that is twice a month, both in the Bobo Dioulasso. This hub is for Bobo Dioulasso. We have two hubs in Burkina Faso, one in Bobo Dioulasso, that is the economic city, and the other one in Ouagadougou. But the one that is more active is the one in Bobo Dioulasso. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are the events. I'm going to talk now about some of the events we have organized so far. As I said, we had events. Prior to that, I trained a team to make presentation. And among them, among the team members, we have people who are really advanced in knowledge about the blockchain. So they also help, because when we run activities, we don't only talk about the project catalyst, we also educate people on the concept of blockchain in general. So here we have still under the French West Africa Outreach, we have had several events in the hub. We have a place that we are renting to run the hub in Bobo Dioulasso, but in Ouagadougou, we have a different place. So apart from the monthly, the other event, the smallest events, smaller events we run, we recently on the 30th of July ran a major conference where we taught people about the blockchain and also presented them with the opportunity of the project catalyst. So we had a professor from the University of Burkina Faso, Nazib Boni, who was part of the speakers, and he is very he has a great knowledge about the blockchain. He was able to explain. People were very interested, and I think in future we are going to work together. We plan to organize a blockchain education center where we will invite professionals or experts to come and teach people on the blockchain. We want to reach out to different layers of the society, not only the developers and the students or the entrepreneurs, but we want to touch also people of influence in the country. So that is why we are trying to get people like professors. We have quite a number of them there that we are in touch with, and through them we can be able to have access to the universities where we plan to have outreach programs for the Cardano blockchain to inform the students about all the opportunities. And we also had one of our own member of Wada, the lead of the Wada, DRC hub, that is Genti. He also helped a lot because he presented via video conference, and it was very great. So that is it. Yeah. So next slide, please. And I forgot to mention that during the conference, we had over 200 people who participated, and we had it in the Chamber of Commerce of Burkina Faso, one of their conference halls. So this is the lead, the person who is in charge is called Josue Nikema. He's in charge of the Ouagadougou hub. Yeah, so far we have had only one meetup in the Ouagadougou hub, but they are catching up very slowly but surely. So let's move to the next one. Okay, here is still talking about the events with the Ouagadougou hub. The first day we went, I mean, our place of meeting is a university called ULB, Université Libre du Burkina Faso. And the first day, this is the man in jeans is the director of the university. We went to meet him with the lead because it is his former university. So we went to meet the director to ask for, I mean, he went to see him so that he can grant us access to the classrooms, which he did for free. He's not charging us anything. So anytime we have anything in Ouagadougou, any small gathering of less than 200 people or 300 people, we can always go there and have our meeting. So here, the second picture is the first meeting with the team of Ouagadougou. We met them, and then the next one is their first meetup they had just recently. So after the conference we had recently, we were a group of young people contacted us and said that they have various communities and they are young entrepreneurs. So they wanted to know more about the Cardano blockchain and also the opportunity with the Project Catalyst. So they said they would like to organize their communities, their members, so that we can have them, I mean, take them alone and teach them, present them with all the opportunities. So today in Burkina Faso, in Bobo Dioulasso, I think they are going to start at 4 p.m. in our 7 minutes. They are going to run another presentation there with that group of young entrepreneurs to teach them about the blockchain in general and also present the Project Catalyst opportunity. Yeah, also because we are very active on social media, everything we do, and we are growing quite faster on social media. We have a WhatsApp, a Facebook page that is growing, and because of that, I was contacted by somebody from Togo, and quickly he got interested in what we are doing. He's really interested. He has joined the team group, and he's willing to help us organize an activity, an outreach activity in Togo. It is not part of the funding that we receive, but we want to start something there in preparation for the next funding. If everything goes well, we can have a hub in Togo because we are going to train people to handle it. And I can assure you that those team members are quite amazing. They are so interested. But we realize that we need more people. This next slide. We need more people with different background to be able to run the hub more effectively. So apart from the face-to-face events, we also run online events. And The advantage is that it is easy to do it. The presentation is very clear and it is okay. But the problem that we encounter is that there's a lack of trust. So when you organize an event online, I mean, I don't know about other parts of Africa, but French Africa, people see it as a scam. I mean, they say, why don't you just meet us face to face to tell us about it? And that is why our online activities don't really attract a lot of people. They want to feel the thing, they want to see it face to face to be sure that it really exists, it is true. So another problem we meet in Burkina Faso is the problem of weak internet connection. It's not everybody who has access to a good internet connection. And also there are people who they can't afford internet connection, because when you talk about online events, we're also talking about, I mean, it consumes, if you are not using the Wi-Fi, the unlimited, you are using your data, it consumes a lot. And it is a very big problem in Burkina Faso at the moment. Next, please. So our upcoming projects, what we are planning to do is to have a blockchain education center in Burkina Faso, and we are going to be moving from one country to another, I mean, progressively. So the aim is to educate the communities on the basics of the blockchain. And for those who want to become experts, we can mobilize experts to teach them more complex concepts on the blockchain. And we also want to have organized developers and I mean, mobilize them and then facilitate their access to programming languages on the blockchain, like Pluto's, Haskell. And during our conference, Gentil told us that, I mean, he said he could give, I mean, he could teach for free. I think he said he could teach, he could help all the developers because the conference was mainly targeted at the developers, and the entrepreneurs and students were also part. So I think Gentil said that he was going to, that anyone who is interested could do that. So I'm planning to collaborate with Gentil to organize that. And as I said, I don't know how he runs the course, but if it is online, it is already a problem. We have Wi-Fi at the hub in Bobojula, so it will be easier for us to organize people and bring them there. And maybe if he's going to teach on video conference, or even if it is just video that we are going to use, at least we can gather them and be sure that they are really learning something. Because if you leave them on their own, we are not sure that they are going to take it seriously, because we have decided to give them that support. And we also noticed that the French Catalyst School for Africa, it seems we are talking about French West Africa outreach. We want to also have a French Catalyst School. We know we have, Wada has a Africa Catalyst School, but we need that, because I've seen that people are very much interested in the opportunity that the Project Catalyst can bring. And we need to have a more, I mean, establish a system of training and follow-up to really help them, because we should understand that we have a language barrier. Recently, I translated the form, the proposal submission form, and then I realized that there was a part where the question as to whether somebody will be willing to access proposals in a different language. When I read that, I was like, wow, maybe they are planning to include, I mean, allow people to start submitting their proposals in French, which will be very good. It will help us a lot, because the language barrier is just so much. We have to literally explain everything. Even for them to submit a proposal, we have to follow them up. We have to help them translate it. They write it, we translate it into French for them. And sometimes we need to, it is true, there's Google Translate for them to read the different categories, but sometimes it is limited. You need to really teach them, explain to them what it is all about. And also we plan to, as I said earlier, to have a Cardano University outreach. In Burkina Faso, I have access to quite a number of universities there. I know the leaders of universities, the directors and everything. I can organize things to allow, to help students to join the Cardano community. Next slide. Okay, thank you very much. I hope I haven't forgotten anything.
Thank you, Laurentine, for all the work that you are doing. Yeah, one of the things that Catalyst African Town Hall is trying to do is to bridge this language barrier. So when you come to Catalyst African Town Hall, we are trying to get it in French, Swahili, and Arabic. And Laurentine, that's what I was trying to talk to you about. I want you to lead the French group, bring them to African Town Hall, and then you lead the French community for us. So okay. I'm trying to explain to you, because on the Africa Town Hall, we have the French community, we have the Swahili community, we have the Arabic community. So let's all come together. If we work together as a community, we can promote Africa. So on our next agenda, we have Jeremy, who wants to talk to us about his project in Fan 9. I don't know whether he's still here.
Yes.
He wants to talk yes, he wants to talk to us about his project in Fan 9 and what he wants to do with the Ghana hub and the Cameroon hub. Yeah. So we are now done with some of the projects we are doing. We'll listen to him, then we will listen to another Agric project, Agric valued project, which is also on Fan 9. So Jeremy, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen real quick. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So I think most of us, of you guys, have already heard my idea. So I will go through that a little bit quicker, just to save your time, right? So we are Peer Post, and we want to do a peer-to-peer postal delivery DAO on Cardano, right? And mostly focusing on an African market. The reason why we want to do it is, to be short, right now when we look at different countries, and here I take the example of Nigeria, it is very, very costly to use the public or the national postal service, right? This is an example of Nigeria, but when we look at other countries, I just picked some ones like we see in South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and we compare it now to where I'm from, Germany. It is very, very expensive when we take it into the ratio of what is the average income of people, right? So I think there is a problem when people want to send stuff, and people are going to send more and more stuff because African people are becoming richer, right? And the more richer African people become, the more they're going to send stuff, and also the more delivery, like the more online business is going on, right? So there's going to be a more needed capacity for parcels to being delivered to home, right? When people order something online. The reason why the African postal system is there, it's not just my own experience, right? We have here a map of the UPU, which is the Universal Postal Union. It's a UN body, officially measuring, I think from at this map, 170-ish postal services in countries. And the more redder, oranger it gets, the poorer, the weaker the postal system is in this country, right? And some indications why is this the case, right? Why do they come up with such a poor rating, especially for the global south in general? We see the postal staffing is lacking in Africa. We see postal offices are very, very few, and home delivery is hardly existent. And our solution is, maybe as some Europeans know, BlaBlaCar or some ride-sharing app, is basically from the front end side here. We have some sender who's living in city A and wants to send something in city B, right? And there's a guy who is also living in city A, and he also wants to go to city B because of various reasons, because he wants to visit family, because of work, because of holidays, some other travels, right? So they match on this platform. And then basically this transporter and the sender, they meet up, they hand over the package, the transporter is with his ride by bus, however he goes to the destination, takes this parcel, the document or whatever he's carrying with him, and gives it to the recipient as the delivery. What is the problem? Well, the problem is obviously when we do this without a blockchain solution is that we don't have the trust. The trust of handing over somebody, a stranger, some parcel, and even then you had to pay him in advance, right? So that would be very weird. Nobody would ever do that, not even like in Europe or some other country, because he would just run away and the police would call you stupid, you know. So we need here an escrow service, right? And here the blockchain with the smart contract technology gives us an automatic, infinitely scalable and very cost-efficient escrow service, which is also very transparent because it's basically on the blockchain. So you don't have to trust the transporter, nor does the transporter has to trust the sender to get paid. How does it work? When they agree on the terms, the sender puts in the payment into the smart contract. The transporter puts in a deposit. With the deposit, he has the economic incentive to deliver it. If he doesn't deliver the parcel to the recipient, then he will lose not just the payment he would get, but he also would lose his deposit, right? So when he successfully delivers it, he will not just get the payment, but of course get his deposit back. And this is done not by believing in us. It is not done by any other institution. It is basically done through smart contract technology, right? So you don't have to trust anybody. So we want to become a DAO, right? We don't want to become like a one corporation and, you know, like suck out all the money from people who do this. No, we want to become a DAO also because we, you know, like governing such a decentralized enterprise is difficult because it's global and also it's very new. So there's no expert on this, okay? Nobody has ever done this, right? So I don't know better. My team does not know better. There's a lot of inputs we will need to find the right solutions, also maybe for different countries, cultures, and continents. So that's why input from more people is always appreciated, and that's why we decide for DAO governance process. We have like basically governance tokens and with voting rights, and of course, this business model is sustainable because, you know, like we of course take a little bit of every transaction and then we can distribute among all the governance token holders who take part in this. Last two slides. The team is right now this, but we are still, you know, like once we get the funding in Fund 9, we still later, once we develop our prototype, the MVP, we will need to work with Wada, which I will show in the next slide, that we then implement the MVP on the ground and test it with the real people on the ground, right? And see if it works and what feedback we can incorporate to make this app working better and really solving a problem, right? That's the case. So we have two proposals. We have the one is the bigger one of $2,000 is the debt proposal, which our team will get for building that. So it's the front end, it's the UI experience, it's the back end, and this will take around 2 months. And then within the Grow Africa category, here we're gonna work with Wada together because besides one member right now who is living in Ghana actually, we are not in Africa right now, right? So we need help from people who have the network, who know the people there and who can implement this idea basically, right? And that's why the second fund is for the parcel delivery, is the testing, which is right now a small sum for strategic reasons, also because the Grow Africa, Grow Cardano fund is not very big. But I think with this, when we choose one country or maybe both Cameroon or Ghana, I mean, maybe we can work it out also from the other funding, and so to get the testing done. That is our basically that's our peerpost.io. That's our website, and you can check it out actually, and I will post it there. That's the website. We have just done in the last 2 weeks. Here you can see the two funds. The idea in a small salary, the roadmap. That's the team right now, and the people we have partnered. So we are in the area of incubator right now from ACE, and we hope that with Wada we can collaborate very well. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. We are glad you were here. We appreciate your time very much. We'll now open the floor to other hubs to say a few things, because it's a hub meeting, though it was focused on Ghana. So Genti, I know Megan has already left because she had another meeting. Genti, the floor is yours if you want us to, if you want something to say to us. I don't know whether Nigeria is here, so I'll leave the floor to the other hubs for you to say something, and eventually we'll let Josh, our global lead, to summarize everything, and then we'll end very soon. So Genti, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. I wasn't expecting to speak because I was expecting people in Goma to also attend, but it seems maybe they were not informed about the meeting. In the hub in Goma, we still have, of course, the stake pool operating. The hub got a 2 funded project in Fund 7, so we're implementing some blockchain solutions. And
Zakaria, please, can you stop sharing your screen? Genti, sorry. Zach,
no, I do
can
not
you
have
stop sharing your screen?
I do not have much
Okay,
to share again because I was expecting Paul to prepare a presentation for today because he's like the one who will have presented for Goma. Myself, I'm preparing to go to Goma this weekend. So at the hub, we have 2 funded proposals, and we're also looking into maintaining the stake pool. And from there, the 2 funded proposal, we managed to get interest from public servants who asked us to look into more applications for blockchain solutions. And also, we'll be continuing to teach Plutus, the French version of it. We have 4 regular students. And when I get there, I'll try and promote more students to join. And basically, that's it so far for the stake pool. We are onboarding new learners of Plutus in the French version. And I shared the link. Si vous voulez le soutien, the link, that version is up to creating a smart contract, locking funds, and unlocking them. So I have also the version in English available. I'll share the link through Gimba Labs again. And if anybody wants to learn how to program Plutus, again, I could help. I could be available. But for Goma, again, I'm sorry, but I will have to update next time because I didn't prepare much about it in terms of presentation.
Thank you for just being here. It's lovely. We work as a community, and thanks for the support. We'll give the floor to Josh, our global lead, for him to give us something.
Thanks, Fia, and thanks for everyone who presented and who's involved in the various projects. It's nice to see it coming together. It really is the start of something here, and I'm sure everyone can feel that. You know, when we start to get these regular meetings and we start to bring together people from the various sides of our community here, we can begin to make benefit from the synergies that we know that have potential. They're under the surface, and now we're bringing a lot of that to the surface with these regular calls. So we'll be having our global meeting next month to review the roadmap. So various projects that have application across the various hubs and industries that we work with. We'll be giving an update on that, as well as opening an invite to get involved in the early stages of that. I'm sure you're familiar with our Catalyst Con coming at the end of the year, which will be a review of Catalyst as a whole, successful projects. We have the Wada Academy that Daniel mentioned earlier, and we have, you know, several other projects as well in the work. So we'll be giving a brief update from the hubs as well at that session. And then the month after, we'll have Cameroon, then DRC, and then we'll have our presentation, which will be our year summary at the Catalyst Con in December. So that's all from me for now. If there's any questions, I'll open the floor or hand back to Afia. Thank you. We'll also drop a link for the WADA global proposals in the chat in case you don't have it yet. Thanks. Over to you.
Any questions for the floor? We are all here ready to support each other. So if you have anything that you are unclear about, please ask. Otherwise, we are bringing the program to an end. Okay, you've raised your hand. The floor is yours.
Sorry, it's Melanie. maybe I have M on there. I just, listening to Zachariah's proposal, it's not on the list that we put together in the beginning of Fund 9. That's kind of worrisome for me. I'm looking at it, 137 kudos, that's amazing. We've got a list that we're putting together for social and environmental impact that we want to use as to share it with the community and bring attention to these proposals. So I put some links in the chat. There's a form to add your proposal if it's not already there, and the list to show that it's there. It's a real big mess. It's very manual at this point. We're getting help to get this figured out. Lido Nation also has an amazing setup. So take a look at these two things. Yeah, in all the work that we did to connect, I still see that there's places where we're disconnected. And let's figure out how to fix that. And also there's repetition. There's a lot of people doing the same things. And if we can make more connections and create more collaborations, we're going to have way more impact. So thanks for that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's the impact that we need to do. Work together to get the impact going. I'm really appreciated for all your time that you spent with us. Eventually, we have to bring the meeting to an end. Every good thing has to end one way or the other. So I say thank you again for everybody who wasted his time. Africa, internet time is very, very expensive. But thank you again for being here. Look out for our next monthly meeting. We would continue this monthly and hope to invite other people on board. So thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you too.
Bye everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Au revoir.
Special thanks to all those from outside Africa.